Here is the story of Bass Reeves. It is a story about slavery, freedom, and the law. It is about a man who walked a hard road. He became one of the most effective lawmen the West ever saw. People feared him not for cruelty, but for his certainty. He always got his man. And Bass Reeves was born into a world that owned him. He was a slave. This was in July 1838. His birthplace was Crawford County, Arkansas. He belonged to a man named William Steele Reeves, as Bass's mother was named Melinda. His father was named George. They were also slaves on the Reeves plantation. Life for Bass began with no freedom. William Steele Reeves was a farmer. He was also a politician. He was well known in Arkansas. Bass lived with his family on the plantation. He worked in the fields. He did whatever tasks he was told to do. He had no choice in his life. He saw the harshness of slavery every day. Other enslaved people were around him. They shared the same struggles. When Bass was still young, William Steele Reeves moved his family. They left Arkansas, they went to Grayson County, Texas. This was a big change for Bass. He saw new lands, but his status did not change. He was still enslaved. He worked hard on the new Texas farm. He grew up strong. He grew up resilient. Bass Reeves received no formal education. Slaves were not allowed to read or write. This was common at the time, but Bass was smart. He learned by watching and listening. He learned skills needed for farm life. He learned about animals. He learned about the land. He learned how to survive. These skills would help him later. The American Civil War began in 1861. This war changed everything for many people. It was fought over slavery. William Steele Reeves joined the Confederate Army. He fought for the South. Bass went with him. Slaves often went with their masters to war. They served as personal attendants. They cooked, they cleaned, they took care of horses, they did whatever was needed. Bass Reeves saw the war up close. He saw battles, he saw violence. This experience shaped him. It showed him the brutality of the world, but it also showed him the possibility of change. The war was a time of great upheaval. It broke down old ways. It opened doors for new beginnings. During his time with William Steele Reeves, something happened. The exact details are unclear. History records different versions, but the main idea is consistent. Bass had an argument with William Steele Reeves. It might have turned into a physical fight. Bass might have hit his owner. This was a serious offense for a slave. It could mean severe punishment. So Bass Reeves ran away. He fled from slavery. This was a courageous act. It was dangerous. He left Texas behind. He headed west. His destination was Indian Territory. This area is now Oklahoma. It was a place outside the direct control of U.S. law. It was a place where many escaped slaves sought refuge. Bass found freedom in Indian Territory. He was no longer a slave. This was before the official end of slavery. He took his life into his own hands. He chose his own path. This escape was the start of his true life. He left behind the chains. He entered a world of self-reliance. He would never look back. He would become his own man. He would define himself not by his birth, but by his actions. Bass Reeves made it to Indian Territory. This was a wild place. It was vast and untamed. It was home to many Native American tribes. They had been moved there by the U.S. government. They included the Cherokee, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole. Bass lived among these people. He learned their ways. He learned their languages. He became fluent in several tribal tongues. This was a crucial skill. It allowed him to communicate with many different people. It helped him understand the land better. It gave him an advantage. Most white settlers did not speak these languages. As Bass was a quick learner, he had to be. Survival depended on it. He learned to track animals. He learned to hunt for food. He learned to live off the land. He became a skilled outdoorsman. He knew the trails. He knew the rivers. He knew where to find shelter. He could read the signs of the wilderness. These skills were honed over years. They became second nature to him. He lived as a free man. This was a profound change. He was no longer under anyone's command. He could make his own choices. He worked as a farmer. He worked as a rancher. He also worked as a guide. His knowledge of the territory was valuable. People paid him for his help. During these years, Bass met a woman. Her name was Nellie Jenny. They fell in love. They got married. This was a major step in his life. He started a family. They had 10 children. He built a home. He built a life. He built it from nothing. He built it on his own terms. The Civil War ended in 1865. This changed the law of the land. The Emancipation Proclamation had freed slaves in Confederate states. The 13th Amendment outlawed slavery completely. Bass Reeves was now legally free, but he had been living free for years already. The law simply caught up with his reality. The period after the war was chaotic. Indian Territory was especially so. It became a haven for outlaws. Criminals fled there. They thought they could escape justice. There were no strong law enforcement agencies. The tribal governments had their own laws, but they often struggled with outside criminals. There was a great need for law and order. Robbers, murderers, and cattle rustlers roamed freely. They preyed on settlers. They preyed on Native Americans. Life was dangerous. People lived in fear. The U.S. government needed to act. They needed to bring the law to this wild place. Bass Reeves had established a reputation. He was known as an honest man. He was known as a skilled tracker. He was known for his knowledge of the territory. He was known for his courage. These qualities did not go unnoticed. He was a perfect fit for the challenges ahead. His years of self-reliance and living among the tribes prepared him. They prepared him for a calling he never expected. He was about to become an agent of justice. He would bring order to the chaos. He would do it in a way no one else could. Like, he was ready for the next chapter of his life. The U.S. government decided to bring law to Indian Territory. They set up a federal court. It was located in Fort Smith, Arkansas. This court had a big job. It needed to handle all crimes in the territory. The judge appointed to this court was Isaac C. Parker. He became known as the Hanging Judge. He was tough. He was fair. He meant business. Judge Parker knew he needed good men. He needed marshals. These marshals had to be special. They had to know the land. They had to know the people. They had to be brave. They had to be honest. Most white men did not have these skills for Indian Territory. Many did not speak the tribal languages. They did not understand the customs. Bass Reeves was different. He had all the right qualities. He spoke several tribal languages. He knew the trails. He knew the hiding places of outlaws. He was a master tracker. He had lived in the territory for years. He earned a good reputation. People trusted him. He also had a calm demeanor, but he was firm. In 1875, Judge Parker appointed Bass Reeves as a Deputy U.S. Marshal. This was a historic moment. Bass Reeves was the first black Deputy U.S. Marshal west of the Mississippi River. He broke a major barrier. He took an oath. He swore to uphold the law. He would serve justice. He would do it for everyone. Bass Reeves was well equipped for his job. He carried 2 Colt .45 revolvers. He wore them with the handles facing forward. This made them easy to draw. He also carried a Winchester rifle. It was a powerful gun. He had a pair of handcuffs. He had a badge. He often rode a horse. He looked formidable. His methods were effective. He was intelligent. He was patient. He used disguises. He would dress as a cowboy. He would dress as a farmer. He would dress as an outlaw. He would get close to his targets. He would learn their movements. He would learn their plans. Then he would strike. Bass Reeves became famous for bringing in criminals alive. This was his preferred way. He believed in the legal process. He wanted outlaws to face the court. He only used deadly force when necessary. It was always in self-defense. He was known for his quick draw. He was known for his accuracy. His determination was unmatched. No criminal was too tough. No outlaw was too far. He would ride for days, sometimes weeks. He would follow a trail until he found his man. He never gave up. He pursued outlaws relentlessly. He earned a high arrest record. He arrested hundreds of criminals during his career. Many were dangerous. Many were hardened killers. The job of a Deputy U.S. Marshal was dangerous. Many marshals died in the line of duty. Indian Territory was a brutal place. Shootouts were common, ambushes were frequent, and Bass Reeves faced these dangers often, but he always survived. He seemed to have a sixth sense for trouble. He had an uncanny ability to avoid being shot. His hat was shot off many times. His belt buckle was hit. But he never took a bullet himself. The legends started to grow around him. People talked about his bravery. They talked about his skill. They talked about his luck. He became a figure of fear for outlaws. He became a figure of hope for law-abiding citizens. The badge had found its man. The bullet was his tool of last resort. He was ready to bring order to the chaos. And Bass Reeves earned his reputation. It spread far and wide. People talked about his incredible tracking skills. And he could read a trail like a book. He could tell how many riders there were. He could tell how long ago they passed. He could tell if they were tired or wounded. He could track a man through any terrain. Mud, sand, rock, or forest. He never lost a trail. His mastery of disguise was legendary. He used it often. He would take on different personas. He would wear old clothes. He would adopt a limp. He would pretend to be a drifter, or a cook, or even an outlaw himself. He would infiltrate gangs. He would gather information. Then he would reveal himself. His targets were always surprised. They never expected the quiet stranger to be Bass Reeves. One story stands out. It shows Bass Reeves' commitment to justice. He once had to arrest his own son. His son, Benny, was accused of murder. Bass was heartbroken, but he did his duty. He went after Benny. He tracked him down. He arrested him. He brought him back to face trial. This act showed his unwavering commitment. No one was above the law, not even his own family. Benny was later convicted and served time. This story solidified Bass's reputation. It showed his integrity. Bass Reeves treated everyone fairly. He did not care about race. He did not care about background. He only cared about the law. He arrested white outlaws. He arrested black outlaws. He arrested Native American outlaws. He gave everyone the same treatment. He was always respectful, but he was always firm. He brought them in. His courage was undeniable. He faced countless shootouts. He faced down dangerous men. He never hesitated. He always put his life on the line. He knew the risks. He accepted them. He did it for justice. He did it for the safety of others. The feared part of his reputation came from this. Outlaws did not fear him because he was cruel. They feared him because he was inevitable. If Bass Reeves was after you, your time was up. There was no escaping him. He would find you. He would bring you in. He became a symbol of unstoppable justice. People knew his name. They whispered it in taverns. They spoke it around campfires. If an outlaw said, "Bass Reeves is after me," it meant certain capture. He was relentless. He was persistent. He embodied the law in a land that often ignored it. He gained respect from many. Law-abiding citizens admired him. They saw him as a hero. Even some outlaws respected him. They knew he was fair. They knew he was honorable. He was a man of his word. He was not a bully. He was an officer of the law. The stories of Bass Reeves sometimes grew larger than life. This happens with legends. Details might change. Events might be exaggerated, but the core truth remained strong. He was an exceptionally effective lawman. He did his job with skill and courage. He brought stability to a volatile frontier. He created a legend. He did it with a badge and a gun. He did it with his own two hands. He built a name for himself. He built it on the hard facts of his actions. Bass Reeves had a long and remarkable career. He served as a Deputy U.S. Marshal for 32 years. This was an incredible feat. Most marshals did not last that long. The job was too dangerous. He faced countless threats. He survived them all. During his time as a marshal, he made over 3,000 arrests. This number is astounding. It shows his dedication. It shows his effectiveness. He brought in more outlaws than almost any other lawman of his time. He was a force for order. He killed 14 outlaws. He did this in self-defense. He never killed a man unless his own life was in danger. He was a skilled shot. He was quick. He was calm under pressure. He valued life. But he also valued justice. He protected himself. He protected others. In 1907, Oklahoma became a state. This changed the legal landscape. The federal court in Fort Smith closed. Bass Reeves was 67 years old. He retired from federal service. But he was not done working. He was still full of life. He still wanted to serve. He joined the Muskogee Police Department. Muskogee was a city in the new state of Oklahoma. He served as a city police officer for 2 years. He continued to uphold the law. He continued to keep the peace. Even in his late 60s, he was still a dedicated lawman. His health began to decline. He developed Bright's disease. This was a kidney ailment. He died on January 12, 1910. He was 71 years old. He passed away in Muskogee, Oklahoma. He left behind a powerful legacy. Bass Reeves was a true American hero. He was a symbol of justice. He was a symbol of courage. He broke racial barriers. He showed that ability and integrity matter most. His story was overlooked for many years. His contributions were not widely recognized. History books often ignored him. In recent times, more people are learning about Bass Reeves. His story is gaining attention. People are realizing his importance. He was a real man. He faced real dangers. He did real good. He brought law and order to a lawless land. Many compare Bass Reeves to the mythical Lone Ranger. The Lone Ranger was a masked hero. He rode a white horse. He fought for justice. He had a Native American companion. These stories of the West often feature white heroes, but Bass Reeves was a real person. He was a black man. He rode a horse. He spoke Native American languages. He fought for justice. He was the real deal. He was the law. So, did a former slave become the most feared lawman in the West? The answer is yes. Bass Reeves was born into slavery. He escaped to freedom. He became a Deputy U.S. Marshal. He served for decades. He arrested thousands of criminals. He was relentless. He was honest. He was brave. Outlaws feared him because he always got his man. He truly brought the law to the frontier. He left a mark that time cannot erase. His life is a testament to perseverance. It is a testament to justice. It is a testament to a man who lived by his own code. He was a remarkable figure in American history.